So let's have a bit of an honest chat. I've been floundering a bit lately, not just with my health, but I think with every aspect of my life, whether it be job related or dreams related. And I don't like that feeling. So I just got back from traveling. And while the trip was amazing, it was wonderful. I got to see family, I had a family reunion. It left me feeling, now that I'm back, a bit sluggish and just feeling off. Because of course on this trip, I was eating things that I grew up eating, and just in general, I ate more than I really should have, because in certain cases, I didn't know if I was gonna have it, or in certain cases, people made the food specifically for me because they knew I would enjoy it, not knowing that maybe I already just ate. So it led to a lot of overeating and just feeling kind of off a little bit. I didn't really feel it that much in the trip itself because I was also moving more than I normally do. In Iceland, movement is just part of every day. Going for a walk, walking around, things like that are just a given, pretty much. That's just how the lifestyle is there. And so I was walking a lot more than usual. But since I was overeating so much, once I got back and I stepped on the scale, I was, I think, like 8 or 10 pounds more than before the trip. And that number is disheartening. And even though I know it's not real weight, some of it is going to be water retention, some of it is just going to be, the time difference, I just got off the flight, that kind of a thing, inflammation. And giving it a few days, it'll lessen a little bit. It won't be like a true 8 to 10 pound actual weight gain, but it'll probably be a couple of pounds at least. Maybe between 2 and 5 would be my guess once everything settles back down. But still, I don't like going on trips. I don't like that aspect of going on trips, of coming back, not feeling great, feeling, sluggish and a bit heavy, for a lack of a better term, and then having to spend the time getting back on track. I want to find a way to have a routine when I'm traveling as well. But since they're kind of few and far between, it's hard to actually find something or stick to a routine, when you're away. And now, before even the trip for the past couple of months, I don't feel like I've been as disciplined as I could have been or as I should have been. I haven't managed aspects of my life, not just health, but in general, very well over the past couple of months. And that's left me a bit disappointed in myself because I know I can do better. I've done better in the past. But now I'm sort of reflecting on my return and what I want out of the next 3 months, pretty much. And also for the rest of the year. But specifically, I want to focus on the next 3 months, the rest of this month and the next 2 months, to see not just about getting back on track, but how I can better find a rhythm that suits me. Movement isn't necessarily my problem. I live a pretty sedentary lifestyle, so movement can be challenging, but I've sort of found a little bit of a stride there. I haven't been consistent, that's my current issue. But what I want to do is focus on food, because I feel like I have a tendency to overeat. And sometimes it's because of a trip like this, where it's just food that I haven't had in a long time. People were making it for me and, things like that. But in my day-to-day normal life, there's no reason for me to overeat. And there's no reason for me to be so, almost like I'm hoarding food. But I'm fortunate in that I've never actually experienced a food shortage, so I don't know really where that comes from. So that's one of the things that I want to tackle over the next quarter, if you will. And that's sort of where I want to focus more. Instead of getting back on track, like I fell off the wagon sort of a mentality, I want to find a rhythm that suits me. A rhythm with exercise and a rhythm with food and just a rhythm with activity and goals and how I structure my day or unstructure my day. Because, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, that kind of schedule doesn't work for me. But I do need to find a rhythm because I can't just waste the days and then look back on the week and be like, where did it go? I don't know. Because in real life, we have to take responsibility for our actions. And if my actions are nothing, then my results are nothing. And this trip was amazing. And it's not a failure to have eaten too much on this trip. I didn't fail by overindulging. But I do need to have an honest look now that I'm back on how I can do better for future trips, how I can make a better balance, how I can structure the rhythm of traveling to more match my everyday. And it's not just about, how I look or losing weight. I mean, that's part of it. But more than that, it's how I feel. And one thing I do really like from this trip is that I went hiking a lot, hiking up to waterfalls and, little hills and, well, considerable hills, but, I was expecting to be a lot more hoofy poofy, going up those places, because I have been in the past, but I wasn't. I was a little bit, of course, but also in just like a minute, it all went away. I was, perfectly normal after getting to the top and everything like that. It didn't take me, 5-10 minutes to get better. For me, that's an example of seeing the results without seeing the results. Yes, maybe the scale hasn't moved, maybe even the scale has gone up, but you know what? I've been putting in the work, partially, to be honest, and I see the result. I was able to do all those things without going crazy, without saying no, without failing to participate in life during that time. So for that, I'm really grateful and proud. And for those sorts of moments is what I should be focusing on more than, oh, I ate too much, so now everything is a failure. Because it's not. It's really not. Now, if you're floundering, whether it be with health or something else, just know that you're not alone. And no matter what you're striving for, you're allowed to begin again. You're allowed to find your own rhythm, to take the next steps. And however small those steps need to be, that's perfectly fine. Just move forward. Don't dwell in the past. Right now, I kind of feel like I'm in the messy middle. Successful start, confusing section now. But I feel like getting through the next few months will help me find that rhythm. And once I find the rhythm, it'll be harder to get out of it, harder to make excuses, and it'll be easier to follow everything so that I can feel my most optimal. And when I feel good, I feel like everything else will fall into place. How I feel in clothes, when I look in the mirror, things like that. So what is the thing that you are trying to find your rhythm in? Leave it in the comments below. Let's have a discussion. And that's it for now. I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.